Okay, so here's a few examples of how your strengths show up in your health and wellness. So, just pertaining to your general overall health and wellness as a whole, if you have the restorative strength high, then you are all about figuring out what the problem is and coming up with the solution. And you're gonna dig in. You're gonna dig in hard to that problem. You're gonna pull it all apart. You're gonna figure everything out about it. And then you're gonna come up with the solution. And the point of going deep with the negative, if you will, because a lot of times when you have restorative high, you can come across as kind of negative because you're really dwelling on that problem. And it's because you're driven to find the solution, and you feel like you're not going to come up with that unless you've torn it apart and gotten into the inner workings of the problem. If you have restorative low though, and you're thinking about your general overall health and wellness, that's gonna pull you down, and you're gonna get heavy, and you're gonna get stressed, and you're gonna maybe feel like there's no end in sight to the problems that are going on with our bodies and everything else. So you need to lean into your top strengths and come up with a different way to come up with the solution that doesn't involve digging deep into that problem. And again, with these, there's no right or wrong way of going about things. It's just what works for you and your process. So the next scenario is exercise. You feel like maybe, okay, I need to get this body moving a little bit more than it is. But how you go about it can sometimes feel wrong and uninspiring, and you just get tired of it and you don't do it anymore. So let's say the consistency strength. If you have that high, you are gonna want a system, a routine. You're gonna wanna know exactly what you can count on, what's gonna happen. You're gonna wanna be able to predict. If I go to this class at this time with this teacher, this is what we're gonna do, and I go these days, and this is how I'm gonna feel afterwards. You are gonna need to know all of that stuff and plan on that. If consistency is low for you, it doesn't mean that you can't be consistent with exercising. It just means you can't do that same thing over and over again, or you're gonna get bored to death. And of course you're gonna stop then. You need more variety and more spice, and you need to shake it up a little bit more. Again, no right or wrong, just your way of going about it. And then the third scenario is what you can read about more in this post from where I'm at right now, and that's menopause. And if you have the, say, adaptability strength high, then you are able to go with the flow of it. You have to be able to, you naturally can handle change. Now, change sometimes we can handle easier when it's something that we're creating ourselves. When it's a change that's happening to you and to your body, and there's things going on that you feel like you don't have control over, it's very difficult to handle that change. But if you lean into that adaptability strength and go with the flow of it and just ride it out, doing what you can, lean into your other strengths as well. You can't just be super passive about it, but that relaxed moment of, this is the moment that I'm in now. I was in those moments when I was a teenager. Those are done and past. I was in these moments a few years ago. Those are done and past. Here's where I am now. And learn to embrace it and accept it and just go with it and just be. And then you'll know that this is my moment now, but there's something else to come later. And again, it depends on what other strengths are around it. Maybe futuristic is high too. And then you can say, here's where I am now, but boy, I'm gonna have this to look forward to when I get past this blip in time. So I hope those have been a little bit helpful for you. And if you're struggling with something in your health and wellness, and you want to understand how maybe your process is going to work best for you, we can chat.